Ever since Hillary Clinton lost the election to now President-elect Donald J. Trump, the media has been getting this all wrong about why she lost and how she lost. An author on Mother Jones gives the three big reasons why Hillary Clinton lost the election. One of them is millennials, the other one is James Comey, and then the other one is the working class divide. You've also heard other ones such as sexism and third-party votes. And so let me just go ahead and jump into this really quick. I want to quote the Mother Jones article real quick. Quote, this one is pretty clear-cut. Relative to 2012, Hillary Clinton did worse among millennials by a considerable amount. They turned out to vote in their usual numbers, but a lot of them abandoned Clinton for third-party candidates. Stop. It's already been proven that even if third-party candidates voted for Hillary Clinton, it wouldn't have been enough numbers for her to get the vote. Florida, Wisconsin, Michigan, all of those states, the Rust Belt states, she lost by 1 or 2 percentage points, but 9% of Democrats voted Republican this election cycle. 9% of Democrats. So getting a couple 100,000 votes wouldn't have been enough for Hillary Clinton to beat out Donald Trump in these Rust Belt states, which she should have won because they lean more towards democratic ideals. But she didn't even spend time in Wisconsin. She never landed in Wisconsin because she thought, I have that in the bag. That's going to turn blue no matter what I do. So let's keep reading from this article. All told, I'd say this cost Clinton about 5% of the millennial vote, which amounts to 1 or 2% in the total vote. Trump, meanwhile, did as well with millennials as Romney did in 2012. Clinton also did worse in African American communities, Latinos, and millennials, obviously. But still, my point: 9% of Democrats. I've never read an article or seen MSNBC or CNN or Fox News or any of these other places say, "Oh well, 9% of Democrats voted in Republican this election cycle." Nobody's saying that. Here's where it gets good. So, quote, why? I realize we're all supposed to move on for this, but I blame Bernie Sanders. He started out fine, but after his campaign took off and he realized he could actually win this thing, he turned harshly negative. Over and over, his audience of passionate millennials heard him trash Clinton as a corrupt, warmongering corporate shrill. After he lost, he endorsed Clinton only slowly and grudgingly, and by the time he started campaigning for her with any enthusiasm, it was too late. I understand that Bernie Sanders fans want to deny this obvious reality, but honestly, is it any wonder that Clinton lost a big chunk of the millennial vote? Okay. When Bernie Sanders was campaigning and called Clinton a corrupt, warmongering corporate shrill, he wasn't wrong. It's not that millennials knew too little about Hillary Clinton and they were misled due to Bernie Sanders. It's that they knew too much and all of the things he said were true. Corrupt, she takes money from Wall Street and other countries. Warmongering, she wants to set up a no-fly zone in Russia, which could potentially lead to worse standoffs with Russia than the Cold War. And corporate shrill, the Goldman Sachs speeches, that was a big focus on Bernie Sanders. He wanted her to release the speeches that she wouldn't release, because if she released them, the middle class would know that she was not for them in any sense of the way. So this millennial vote, this idea that millennials didn't vote for Hillary Clinton is, sure, maybe she did lose votes in the millennial category, but it's not the reason why she lost, and it's not because of James Comey, which they say, oh, Comey came out a week in advance to say we reopened the FBI case, but if anything, it kind of gave her a boost because he said, like 3 or 4 days before, 2, 3, 4 days before the election, oh, we didn't find anything in those other emails, so she's good. She's good again. We're going to clear her again. I mean, it gave her a boost in the polls. Sure, saying that we reopened the investigation because we found more emails made her dip in the polls, but after he called it off, it gave her a 2 or 3 percentage point boost higher than what she was before they reopened the case. So James Comey, millennials, sexism, third-party votes, all of that is irrelevant. She lost because she's a bad candidate. She wasn't a good candidate. She had a problem filling auditoriums while Bernie Sanders was filling stadiums. The DNC worked with Clinton to make sure she could get the nomination because they thought it was an early win and an easy win for them and the Democrats. It's just not true. The millennial vote didn't matter when 9% of Democrats voted Republican, and you lost Pennsylvania. Republicans haven't won Pennsylvania in the last 3 or 4 election cycles. It's always been towards the Democratic Party. I don't understand what's so hard. It's when they say it's because of it's not because of sexism or millennials or James Comey or third-party votes. It's because she's a bad candidate. She took money from Wall Street, and she went to Republicans to get their vote. She went to Republican lobbyists who lobbied for George W. Bush to get their vote because their mentality was, if we lose one Democrat, we can get 2 moderate Republicans in the suburbs of Pennsylvania or Michigan or Wisconsin. It doesn't make sense because Hillary Clinton basically called out Bernie for saying that she was a corporatist and a centrist and a centrist leaning right winger, and she was upset, and she said it was because she's a woman, even though that's obviously not what he said. He obviously doesn't care that you're a woman and you're running for president. That has absolutely no effect on his ability to make clear, rational judgments on how you take money from Wall Street and your Clinton Foundation, but then she said horrible things about Bernie, and then when Bernie lost, his voters weren't going to go to Clinton because she said she didn't need progressive votes anyways. There's audio of her saying free college, low tuition college, universal health care. That's not going to happen. That's a unicorn. That's like a unicorn fantasy. That's not going to happen. We're not going to be able to do it. I'm not going to push for it. You lost the progressive vote when you were obviously faking to the American people that you were a fake progressive. Bernie didn't make them not vote for you. Obviously, some Bernie Sanders supporters, when Bernie Sanders endorsed Hillary Clinton, voted for Hillary Clinton. I'm one of them. I voted for Bernie Sanders in the primary. I voted for Hillary Clinton in the general. I was in Florida, so it was a swing state. So I had to choose which way to go. So I closed my eyes and voted for Hillary Clinton, even though I didn't want to. I wanted Bernie Sanders. But so this whole notion, this whole idea that Hillary Clinton lost because millennials, James Comey, sexism, third-party votes, it's all made up. It's all not true. The reason why Hillary Clinton lost is because Hillary Clinton was a bad candidate, and the people who are held responsible are Hillary Clinton, and that's it. There's nobody else. Nobody else. Hillary Clinton lost because she isn't a good candidate. That's it. That's the end of the story. There's no millennials. There's no there's no Bernie bros. There's no James Comey. There's no third-party votes. There's no any of this. It's all made up. Hillary Clinton lost because Hillary Clinton was a bad candidate. That's all.